Hi guys, I'm back and today I have a tutorial for you, and this tutorial is interview makeup for people with pale/fair skin. Now you can use this look on any skin tone you want. However, if you was to do this on dark skin or any darker skin tone than this, it will look very different. Okay, it will not look like this, and you might want to change it and use different darker colors, or just do a very different look, because this is probably not for you if you have darker skin. So with interview makeup, you want to keep it nice and light, nice and bright, nice and soft. You want the eyes to look very bright and awake and alert, not like this. You don't want to be looking at them like this, but you want your eyes to be nice and wide and bright, and you don't want to look tired. You need to be highlighting the under eye area. You want to keep it very bright but also very soft. You don't want any harsh contouring, you don't want any harsh eyeshadow, you want it very, very soft. For people with pale skin like me, you do definitely want to keep the contour very light. You don't want it to be dark and harsh and then bright pink blush. You want to keep it very, very simple. As someone with fair skin, this look really works for me, and I would definitely recommend it for anything like an interview or a meeting, or I don't know, anything like that, somewhere you want to look very formal and just accentuate your face without being too much. You just want to have something. For me, I don't feel confident without makeup, so I would not be able to go to an interview without makeup. I would not be able to be myself. I wouldn't be able to talk about myself. I would be very, very nervous, and for me, I am so much more confident with my makeup. For me, this is good because it's very light, but it also has makeup and accentuates my face just enough for me to be confident. I don't know why my camera keeps going up. My tripod's a bit broken, so it keeps like moving, and then I don't know if you can see my chin right now. Possibly not, so sorry. I'll get a new one soon and it'll be fine again. So yeah, during this video you'll get some tips, top tips from me, how to how to look good for your interview, why I'm doing these things, why I'm doing these steps, these extra steps, just to make sure that you look good for the interview. You don't want to be looking too dressed up. You really want them to focus on your skills and your personality, not your makeup. Okay, it's going to distract them. They might also think that you're trying to distract them with your makeup and that you're not actually right for the job. You just want to please them with your makeup. You know, you need to be focusing on your skills and yourself, not how you look. And it doesn't really matter how you look. For me, I'm just a lot more confident when I've got my makeup on. So if you're the same, this is a great look for you because it's very soft and classy and it's just nice. And you can mix it up a bit, and I tell you this during the video how you can change it. But again, this is very much catered for pale skin. Also, sorry about my roots. I know I need to do my roots, don't tell me, because I already know. I will do them soon, I promise. So yeah, if you want to know how to create this look, then please stay tuned and watch this video and I will show you how. So my first tip, I mean, it's not really, it's sort of a tip. Basically, I've got quite a lot of spots. I still can't get rid of my spots. I'm trying my best, but yeah, if you've got spots, you're best to cover them up. So I'm going to start by taking my P. Louise base. This is in Rumour 2, so this is slightly darker than my one I usually use, the 0.5. I actually ran out, but I have this one that I use on clients, so I thought, well, I'll just use some of that because I have no other option, but it shouldn't be too dark, I wouldn't have thought. I just personally prefer to have a lighter base, so that's why I do go for the really light one. I'm going to blend that in with a sponge. See, that's pretty much the perfect colour on me. I do still prefer the lighter base, but this is absolutely fine. This is going to work fine for me. Also, we're going to be using quite neutral shades, so I don't need the really light base really. Now I'm going to set that with a little contour brush. I sounded well posh then, I don't know why. And I'm going to use my L'Oreal True Match powder in Ivory Rose, or Rose Ivory, something like that. I'm just going to pat that all over my eyelid and up to the brow. You don't want any creasing, so you want to be setting that nice and tight. Right, I've got some sore lips by the way today, so I have got slightly red lips, which is annoying. Oh well. So today I'm going to be using my Sleek, and this is called, so it's Idivine mineral based eyeshadow palette, and it's in 601, which says Au Naturel. Oh, neutral, something like that. So yeah, I love this. I love the front. So this is what it looks like inside. It has a mirror as well, and it's got all these neutral shades. It's got darker and lighter, so it's really handy for everyday looks and something where you don't want to be wearing bright makeup. I'm just going to pick some relevant brushes. You want a big fluffy brush, a slightly fluffy brush, and a more precise brush, and maybe a smaller detail brush as well. I've got all sorts going on here. I don't know why I've got so many products flying around. So I'm going to start by taking the P. 120 brush. I love this brush. It's one of my favourites. It's I know I've still got base on my hand. There we go. So it's a fluffy brush. It's quite small. And I'm going to start with this shade here. I don't think these have got names. No. So it's just this shade here. And it's like a, almost like an orangey toned nude, I guess. I don't know. Like a peachy sort of colour. I'm going to put that above my crease and just create that high crease. I don't know what's going on with my setup today, you know. I think I might have like moved something and it's just gone wrong. So I'm just going to carry on with that, and I'm going to blend that upwards into the brow bone. Blend that right in. So you can see there's just a slight difference. It's not a massive difference there. You don't want to go too heavy on the eyes because you want to look like you've just made an effort. You know, you've put some makeup on, you've made an effort and not gone all out and put loads and loads of makeup on, because it is just a bit of a distraction. So I'm now going to take my P. 118 brush, and it's slightly smaller, and I'm going to take this shade here. I'm going to take some of that, not a lot. We don't want to be putting it straight on like a massively dark colour, because this is a lot darker than the shade we've just put on. So it's similar undertones, slightly more orangey, and we're just putting that above the crease, and we're not taking it as high as the other colour. And just blending that out into the other colour, and just packing that on the outer corner as well. We don't want to be bringing it out that much. We want to be keeping it quite compact into the eye area. We don't want to be bringing it too far out. Now I'm going to take the other brush, the 120, and I'm just going to very, very gently blend that in just a little bit, so it's not too harsh. Blend it in with that other colour. You can see it's just made that slight difference there. Just soften it up. You don't want any block colours. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the P. 118 again. I'm just going to take this shade here, and I'm going to put that literally where I went with that shade that we just took, but this time I'm not blending it in as much, just creating that crease shade. So obviously we want it blended in, we don't want it to be a line, but we do want it to be a definite fake crease. But we want it to look like an actual crease. So you can see there that's added quite a lot of depth. So I'm going to take a flat brush here, and I'm going to take from this same palette. First of all, I'm going to be taking this shade here, and then I'm going to put some of the shimmer shade here. You can still cut your crease, but to me it's going to create a slightly sharper look, and for me, I just, with interview makeup, I prefer to keep it just a little bit softer, and it also just creates a slightly more awake eye. You don't want to be looking tired for your interview, because it just looks like you're not prepared, and you're not, you just look tired, and I don't know, to me that's not a great look for your interview. That's why you want to be keeping it nice and light and soft, and also just bright. You want your eye to look very bright and awake. So it just adds that little bit of something, if you can see that on the camera there. It doesn't add too much shimmer, but just a little bit. Just reinforcing that outer corner there as well. We want to keep that nice and dark there. I'm just going to pat that on, creating that little bit of a block colour. Then we're going to blend it in, taking that slightly fluffier brush, just really blending that in. The crease colour and the outer corner is the darkest. We want to keep that as the darkest part of the eye, and the rest needs to be very, very light and soft. Then what I like to do is take a highlighter. So I'm taking my Doll Beauty Light Duo and taking this one here, the lighter one, and I'm going to put that just a little bit on the inner corner, just creating, you can see there it's just slightly highlighted. So I also am going to put that highlighter on the brow bone there. I am just going to do my eyeliner as well at this point, and then I'll get rid of this horrible fall down. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that along my lash line, creating a very small wing there. Next I'm going to use my Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. All these products have such long names, I swear. I'm just putting that all over my face, and taking my L'Oreal True Match Foundation in Rose Ivory. Yeah, I'm really low on that, but it's my favourite foundation. I absolutely refuse to use anything else. Hopefully by the next video I would have got some more, otherwise I'm pretty stuffed really, aren't I? So normally I would then use my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer or the L'Oreal True Match Concealer, but because I want that bit more coverage and that bit more highlight, I'm going to use the Real Deal Concealer Serious Coverage in Light, and this is from Laura Geller. This is probably my favourite concealer ever. I've again running out of this, but it's so expensive. It's very thick, you don't need a lot of it. Very thick, so you do just need a very small amount. You don't want to be putting loads and loads on and having a, I don't even know what, your face will just be one colour. Also, this concealer really goes well with the setting powder that I'm going to be using, the RCMA setting powder. It just goes, it's perfect. I don't even know why. I don't know if it's the textures. They are just the perfect duo for a flawless finish under the eye there, and it's perfect for an interview makeup because it creates that flawless under eye area, and that's what you want. You want it to be very, no dark, you want it to be very bright. We don't want it to be too, almost like a porcelain doll. We don't want it to be too like all one colour. We do want that little bit of depth there, but we want it to, definitely under the eye at least, we want that to be nice and bright. So that's why I do that, and that's why I use this concealer for this sort of makeup. So now I'm going to bake my face and set it with a setting powder. So I'm using the RCMA setting powder. I'm actually I've got it in this pot. We want to be packing that underneath the eye. This will highlight slightly, but it is a no colour powder. It's translucent, so it doesn't actually set white as such, but it does have like a definite sort of like colour. In my opinion, it's slightly white. It's slightly whiter than say the Revolution baking powders. It's just got that slight bit more coverage in it. So you can see what I've done there, just in these areas. Any creases, it just eliminates any creases, and also just very slight highlights along the cheekbones and under the eyes, and this really creates a very flawless under eye area and a very bright under eye area. Nice and bright, that's what we want. Nice and bright, guys, come on. Brighten your face. Just highlight, really accentuate them features. And what I do is I just blend in the smile lines. I just feel like I don't want them to be too white, and if I leave it on too long, it sort of, I don't know, it creates a slight coverage, and I just want it to really get rid of them, like the creases there, as much as possible. I don't want to be creating coverage as such. And the same with the forehead there, I like to just blend that in pretty much straight away. So as you can see, it is lighter slightly, not a lot, but very, very slightly lighter. And then the nose also. The chin and the under eyes I like to bake, so I do leave that on for slightly longer. So you're going to look like this for a while. So while that's doing its job there, I do like to just do my eyebrows while I'm waiting for that. So for eyebrows, I'm using my Revolution brow brush and the Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade, starting from the bottom. For interview makeup, personally, I like to go a little bit lighter, slightly more natural, a bit softer, like not too dark and bold. So I'm not using a lot of product there. I'm not actually lining the top of the brow, just sort of blending it in, keeping that natural shape as well. We don't want to be overlining it too much. Now taking my Colour Lash conditioning mascara from Collection, and I use this as a brow gel, just pushing them brow hairs up, and then as I get towards here, I also brush these up, but then I sort of just bring them out like that. I just think it creates such a natural brow. Look at that, like it's just so, I mean it's not natural, but it is much more natural than if you was to create a very fluffy brow or a very intense brow. So it's just like enhancing them and not filling them in too much, not drawing them on, just filling them in a little bit. Now I'm going to blend this all in with a big powder brush. This is the Real Techniques powder brush. And then what I like to do is take a smaller brush to go actually around the eyes, so that I'm not getting powder everywhere on my eye makeup. And then it's nice and baked there, it's nice and flawless, nice and bright, and also the creases are minimised. So I don't know if you can see that on the camera, it's much brighter than if I was to not set it or just use a tinted powder for contour. So I'm going to use my Laura Geller Bronze and Brighten Bake Colour Correcting Bronzer. I'm using a big fan brush. Now for the contouring, we don't want to go too heavy because we are just accentuating our features there. We don't want to go too dark or too harsh. Make sure that's all nice and blended in, not too harsh. Now I'm taking a blush brush, and I'm taking my Laura Geller Baked Blush in Catalina. I'm just putting some of that just along there and above, slightly above where I put that, just a little bit. I'm not putting a lot on, especially because if you've got pale skin, you do not want to be putting loads and loads of blush on, because it is going to look very saturated, it's going to be very bright, and for an interview we do want the blush to be slightly more toned down. So I really just accentuated the face like that and not added too much product. For highlighter, I love highlighter. If you've been here before, you will know I absolutely love highlighter, and it's going to be very hard for me not to use a lot. Interview makeup, you do not want to be adding a lot of highlighter. So I'm just using my Doll Beauty, the lighter colour, and the fan brush, but I'm doing a lot less than I would normally do. So I'm just going along my cheekbone there. I'm just adding a little bit, blending in with the blush, and down the nose. I normally put a lot down the nose, today I am not. So lashes, you can just use mascara, okay? Do not feel like you have to put lashes, because especially if you're not used to wearing lashes, you don't want to apply them wrong and then they look very tacky and very bad. Just for me, I don't feel finished. It's almost like I don't feel like my look is finished unless I put the lashes on. So that's just me personally. Today I'm going to be wearing the Sandy Glam Aerial Lashes. These are really, really pretty. They're not too much. They're quite sort of natural-ish, but well, they're not natural, obviously. They're soft, very natural compared to some of the other styles. Now you don't want to be putting loads of glue on and then it clump up and you can see it on, well, for me, on the camera or in person. You don't want to have that white line. This does dry clear, actually this one is really good, but you don't want to risk having loads of glue on and creating that line, so you do want to just make sure you're keeping that glue very thin. You can use very small lashes if you'd rather. You could use bigger lashes. I would definitely advise against using massive lashes, because if you're using massive lashes it is just too much for an interview. You definitely want to keep it toned down. You do not want to be using a lot of makeup. So I'm just waiting for my eyelashes to dry and then I can apply them. For lips, I'm going to be using my Stila liquid lipstick. They don't have colours on them, I don't think, so I can't see. It just says Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick. So yeah, this is a nice, like a very toned down nudie pink sort of colour. And these are really good. They smell nice as well, but that doesn't matter. It's just a bonus. But they're very creamy, easy to apply. They look very smooth and flawless, but the best thing, they don't come off, okay? They do not come off. They will stay on all day. Not that you'll have an all day interview, I would hope, but it will stay on for as long as you need it to. I have 3 different colours. I actually got a set of 3 of these. They're all quite nudie, quite sort of like toned down. They're pinky nudes. One's slightly more brown. I would say you don't want to go for a complete nude. I would say you'd want something with a slight colour in it. Personally, I wouldn't go for brown. I definitely wouldn't go for black. You could definitely go for red. Red's very classy, but personally I just choose to have a nice toned down lip just to match the eyes. I definitely wouldn't go for like a bright pink. These also dry very matte, so if you wanted to slightly glossier, shimmery, you could put some lip gloss on. I just find that matte's very nice, very classy. So I'm just going to apply my lashes off cam and then undo my hair, and then I'll be back and finish the look with you guys. Well, it'll pretty much be finished, but yeah, I'll see you in a minute. Hi guys, I'm back. So I've just applied my lashes and brushed my hair. For an interview, you can put it up. I mean, personally, I don't feel confident unless I have it down. I need something to frame my face. Maybe you could put it half up, half down to keep it out your face. Personally, I just feel more comfortable. I just put it behind my ears and just sit like this. This is what I think. This is how I feel most confident. But really, my main tips for you guys is keep the eye area bright and just really create that awake eye. You know, just really awake, bright, soft, and you want to keep everything soft, not too bold, okay? And especially if you have pale skin, you don't want to be putting too much dark bronzer contour. You don't want to be putting too much blush, making it too pink or red. You want to just add that little bit of colour, especially the highlight. You don't want to be putting strobes on your face like I normally do.
Not today.
Stop it. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, because I still have hardly any followers and it makes me sad. So please like and subscribe, guys, and I will love you very much. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next... Oh, I got caught in my hair again. I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye.
So Sandy, what makes you think that you are a good fit for this job?
Well, let me tell you, I am perfect for this job.
Why do you think that?
Well, look at me. I've done all my makeup for you. For God's sake, just hire me. Hire me! That is not how it will go. It will be something more like this.
So Sandy, what makes you a good fit for this job?
I am a really good fit for this job because I have all the relevant skills and I am perfect for this job, let's be honest, so hire me.
You're hired!
Yes!
that is definitely how it will go. Good luck!